Welcome to Splunk Talk, the Splunk podcast that's all Splunk and no junk. I am Birch, today here with Hal.
That's me.
Oh, I took it from you. And Jesse. Hal, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. We're on the closing. I feel like we're kind of coasting down a hill. We've just got a little bit left. This has been a very exciting couple days, and we're here with Jesse Chor. Jesse, let's I want to hear a little bit about yourself, and then I think we'll cut to a video that you brought with. So first, tell us who you are. Actually, anybody who's been to conf before, actually, they've seen you live on stage a couple of times.
Yeah. So I'm Jesse Chor, head of mobile for Splunk. Super excited to be here, and I'm a huge Splunk fan prior to joining Splunk, and so happy to be here.
Awesome. So we're not doing this for any other of our guests.
No one gets the special treatment, just you.
Just Jesse. Let's roll this video. Hey, everybody, it's 60 seconds long. Stick with us. All right. Okay. I knew y'all made some great stuff. Where did that come from? That's probably.
Hold on. I need a second to put my socks back on. They've just been knocked off.
Nice. Yeah. So it was actually like 2 years ago or something like that. A team member had this great idea in talking to the customer. So basically, as Splunk, we're a lot of knock and socks, a lot of TVs, and some customers have over like 90 TVs. All powered by Splunk. But the problem is, how do you control them all? How do you manage them all? And so this team member had this idea, hey, what if we had one tablet to rule them all? And so that's a product that we just GA'd today or at conf. But basically, the idea is one tablet, in this case, it's an iPad. You can control an array of TVs, have Splunk dashboards. You can split dashboards. You can make them all act as one. So it's super badass, but yeah, a lot of fun. So I built the wall here in my house to make a live demo because we're all about real demos. And so that was a real instance of 16 TVs, an Apple TV per TV, and one iPad to control them all. That's the product.
So I've got like a very, very, very technical question. Mm-hmm. Where'd you score the arcade?
I bought it. So I bought it.
You didn't build it? Come on.
Oh, come on.
Well, I did kind of. So I bought the cabinet and I ripped everything out and put everything in. So SAMWA buttons. I put
Okay.
I knew everything. So the only thing I kept is really the screen and the box. But I put new controllers, everything.
Wow. So
right.
That officially counts as junk. Now let's get back to Splunk. So that was you in the video doing everything.
Yeah.
You did that at home, and where can people get this?
You get it now. So it's called the Splunk TV Companion App. You can also check out the app showcase. So we have it all there. But yeah, you can download it now.
I think he's talking about conf.splunk.com, the app showcase there.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
So, and that's one of the cool things about working with you, Jesse, and your team. The things that you're producing are consumer facing much more so than anything else we do at the company. So when you release something, it is out there. How does that feel? Does it feel different, compared to other things you've done, or you've been doing mobile a lot?
Yeah, I've been doing mobile for quite a while. I did a startup. We got acquired by Yahoo back in the day. And then, so yeah, I was always in the consumer world. But we were a big Splunk customer, still are, at least when I was there. And, it was quite the honor of building mobile for a product that we love. And so for us, when we think about mobile for Splunk, we definitely want to bring kind of consumer sexiness, if you will, to enterprise and make it very intuitive, easy to use, and also look and feel responsive and good. So we're taking the best of kind of consumer technology for mobile, but applying it for enterprise and putting kind of our Splunky spin on it.
So
Okay.
I wanna put like a link or something for it in the chat here. What was the specific name for this, so people know what to
Drone
look
mode,
for?
right?
Oh, that's the code name for the project. But yeah, it's called the Splunk TV Companion App. I'll get you a link. I'll ask for it.
So
Cool.
what I want to do is kind of break down for people that haven't brought Splunk to their mobile devices yet. What all do we have on offer? Because I know it's not just the Splunk, the Apple TV app.
Correct. Yeah. So we have basically there's a family of apps, and the analogy I give is we're all Marvel Universe fans, but it's kind of like like the Avengers. So we have really great products, like really great movies that lead to a combination of things. So at the core we have something called just Splunk Mobile. So it's iOS, Android, which is our base alerting and dashboarding app. We also have Splunk TV, which you saw. We also have Splunk AR, which is augmented reality. We also have virtual reality, which is VR, which is just went GA. And we also have new sub options within the Splunk mobile app. So as an example, we have something called CMC, Cloud Monitoring Console. So if you're a Splunk Cloud customer, you can actually get a live monitoring console. And then we also have RWI, Remote Work Insights. So that was a big one where IT operations want to get a look at insights of how is their business doing, how is their different services. At the core of everything is something what we call the Splunk Gateway. Used to be called Cloud Gateway, but now it's just a secure gateway. But basically, it's a hybrid bridge that allow on-prem and cloud instances to connect to any mobile device. Because historically, it's really hard if you have a mobile phone. How do you connect to something behind a firewall?
Mm-hmm.
And so how do we make it easy? And so really, that's a really secure method of handling that and making it easy.
So I want to dig into this a little bit because we've gotten a lot of customer conversations and questions about this, and I personally have been kind of following this for quite a while. And for example, I was talking with a financial industry customer that was super concerned about the way that we're doing these connections, and what is it that they're trusting Splunk with versus the devices that they have under their control. So can you kind of break down, at a high level? Obviously, we're just talking here.
Sure.
I have system diagrams here, but
Yeah.
what is it that the customer has in their control, and what pieces does Splunk control, and can we see their data, that kind of thing?
Right. So actually, we borrowed this from kind of the consumer world. So I don't know if you guys have like a NAS drive at home. Like I have a Synology drive, and so when you think about, I have an on-prem behind my firewall in my house, a NAS drive. How do I connect my mobile app to it? And so the idea of having some kind of bridge in the middle where you basically tunnel data through. So it's kind of like a message bus, but it's secure. So what we do is we have end-to-end encryption. So the data does flow through our network, kind of like the internet, but we actually don't understand the bytes on the wire. So when I use my mobile phone to connect to Splunk as an example, like it's encrypted, so only that instance I'm sending it to can understand the data. And then even though we set up the infrastructure for it, kind of like DNS, all it is really a routing layer to allow you to find your Splunk instance and route it to. And so let's say, not that this would happen, but we route it to the wrong one. The wrong one would actually not understand that data because it's end-to-end encrypted. And so it's very similar to DNS in nature, and kind of like what you see in a lot of consumer products today. So if you have like some kind of device at home, how does it connect? So we basically use the power of cloud to make it easy to configure. Last point is we've done external pen testing. We've got a lot of security reviews, and basically they came back with, this is probably the most secure system they've ever seen. And so we're really paranoid about security, and we kind of take the best practices today and have more forward-thinking approaches. And so we apply all those things. But yeah, so basically, that's.
So does this work with? I mean, some customers and companies are going to be fairly permissive and allow their employees to bring their own devices, and some are not, and some are going to have a mix in between. With mobile device management. Are we playing with that kind of ecosystem?
Yeah, actually, we just launched even more stuff with MDM, so mobile device management. We support app config and others, so we support the majority of standards now. And so when you have your mobile device, you can certainly configure in a way where it could be behind a VPN firewall, so everything's behind your network essentially. So the cool thing about MDM is you can kind of pre-configure mobile in a way that works great. So as an example, this is kind of unique to Splunk. A lot of customers have more than one instance. Whereas most enterprise software, you only have one instance. Like you think about a Workday or you only have one. But with Splunk, you might have 50 or 100. And so with MDM, we not only allow you to configure the security, we actually configure your Splunk instances. And so depending on your user role, we can now kind of configure, given your user role X, you can only access these instances. And so from a native mobile perspective, it's just a better experience and easier to configure. And so yeah, so we kind of bake all that in kind of our pieces. So we have MDM, we have a secure gateway to bridge the two. And then on the on-prem side, it's just a simple Splunk Companion App. So you go to Splunk Base, you download it, and so it works for Splunk Cloud and on-prem, regular Splunk Enterprise.
So do I have to do much thinking about, hey, I've got a set of existing dashboards and visualizations. Are they going to work on mobile? What's that like?
Yeah, so our goal was always to be, you shouldn't have to lift the finger. And if you have to make changes, let us know and we'll fix it. So the idea here is, again, we're all Splunk fans. We have existing dashboards. It's like, how do we make that accessible for mobile, but look good and work good? And so that's always been our aspiration. So if you have a dashboard today, we pretty much have plugged in all the holes where we support, I don't think there's any visualizations left that we haven't done, but basically you basically connect your mobile phone to Splunk and the dashboards you have today, you can see them. We also take it to the next level where based on your user role, it's kind of like RBAC, you can kind of hide specific dashboards and kind of based on your user role, you won't show things you don't want them to see. It's also interactive. You can kind of play with it. So yeah, a lot of fun, but basically it should just work. Same with TV. So every product we build is kind of like this plug and play. You currently have dashboards. You attach our app to it and it should just work. And that's really our philosophy. And again, if it doesn't, let us know. We're more than happy to make changes and get there.
Okay, awesome. So you mentioned AR and VR, and I think last year there was a really big splash with AR and what we were doing with Porsche, I believe was kind of the marquee example there. And any news or any new use cases that people can be excited about this year?
Or any cars they sent you as a thank you?
No comments, but I love Porsche. I have one, and that was prior to us working with them. So they're a great partner and very good company. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, in the world of AR, very exciting stuff. So we've filed a lot of patents around this, and so basically, so if you look at Apple, they recently launched LiDAR and other capabilities, and so we really take advantage of the capabilities of the kind of latest hardware in AR. So I'll give you an example. So part of our thing that we launched last year with Porsche is really showing the ability to have actionable insights. So when you look at this virtual hybrid reality, how can you act on the data and act on a real world entity? And so the next level that we see is really kind of what we call remote collaboration. So as an example, I'm in the field, I'm looking at something, but I don't have the domain knowledge of everything I need. And so I might need help. And so today, like you see this with utility companies that I work with, they radio in, hey, I'm looking at the box. I don't understand everything here. I don't know what to do. So there's a lot of back and forth questioning, but imagine it's as if the expert was right beside you. And so what we do now is using the latest LiDAR tech, when you turn on AR, we immediately 3D capture the object you're looking at, we make a model, and then we beam it over. And so the other person who's an expert, they can now have an AR experience where that object is actually physically in front of them. And then now they can kind of move in, laser point, find the thing and say, hey, touch the switch. And when they point to that switch, the operator who's in front of it, they also see AR and they can kind of see the arrow touching it. So, I'll probably not do a good job explaining it, but
no, I think I get it. So let me see if I can. You have kind of it's collaborative, so it's not client server, but you have the person who's in the field, the person who is not in the field. What are they on? Are they going to be on a similar or same device? So it's
they don't have to be. So they actually
on the desktop.
Yeah, they could be on. Today we're very mobile centric, and so. But the idea here is, we made a demo on this in the showcase. You can check it out. But there's a guy on a couch having his coffee, and he just fires up his iPad, and then it's a call. Hey, can you check this out? And immediately he just lifts up his iPad, and now he's projecting on his floor or table the object that they're looking at. So in this case, we had a real drone, an industrial drone. And so now the drone is in front of him, and then he's in his living room, but it's in front of him. So now you can kind of look at the situation, look at the wires. And the cool thing is because it's Splunky, you can get the live status of the drone, like what's on, what's off, what's the firmware version.
All right, yeah, I got to go watch that demo. Sounds pretty sick.
So that's in the demo showcase, huh?
Yes.
Very
cool. This sounds to me like I think Google lets you drop animals into AR, and Amazon lets you take an item, and show it in your house. It's that part projected. So we're kind of
but there's some secret sauce there. So I think the difference here is we're actually capturing. So so you mentioned really good examples in gaming, right? Pokemon. You can drop a Pokemon. The difference though is
what? No one here plays that game.
Well, they turn it off, right? You turn
it away.
Yeah. Well, the difference though is as far as we know, we're the only people that does this, but we 3D capture the object in real time the first time we see it. Whereas other companies, they bake in the 3D model, you have to download and upload and bake into the binary. And so what we do is we actually LiDAR capture, the object we're looking at, create a 3D model, and then we beam it over. What's actually really cool though is the bytes on the wire sending a 3D model is very small. If you think about video, like today we're doing video right now, there's a lot of bandwidth. But when we 3D capture something and send it as a vector, it's very small. And so it's actually faster and more responsive to do this. And it's pretty badass if I say so myself. But
what devices are supported here?
For this one, it's only iOS devices. So we
Y'all work on that, okay? Work on that.
AR is currently today for AR. It is iPhone, iPad, those devices. We are looking at other platforms, and really it comes down to is the hardware where it needs to be, and for mobile core, we have Android support. We have both iOS and Android, but for AR today, it's only iPhone, iPad.
All right, let's shift gears. There was a question in the chat. I definitely wanted to get to this as well. VR. Tell me what we're doing with VR, and why is this important? I mean, I know why it's cool. That is not the question.
Sure.
Why is it important?
I think it's really important because, in my opinion, we're hitting the limits of 2D visualization and computing. So I'll give you an example. I have lots of friends on Wall Street. And if you go to any Wall Street desk trading, trader, they have 7 monitors on their desk. And I think humanly, that's probably the physical limit of what you can do. Otherwise, your neck's going to really hurt. You're always turning around looking. So there's a limit to how many screens you can have. And so with VR, it really kind of removes that physical barrier. So you can be immersion data. And so there's another piece to it too, is kind of cognitive recognition. So as an example, I can show you 1,000 things, or even 1,000,000. And it could look random, or you can immediately see patterns. Oh, I noticed that thing and that thing look very similar. I want to pull them in. So in VR, you can do that. But in a limitation of, let's call it 7 monitors, it's really hard to show millions of things and kind of amplify that cognition. And so the immersion of VR is really cool. And then the last piece is collaboration. Now, kind of like how we did for AR, you can have more than one person look at the same thing at the same time and interact with it. And so, we're all in COVID now and we're physically away, but now you can actually have that immersion of, hey, we're in the same room at the same time. And so when I act on something, you immediately see it reflect in your world. That's very powerful. So,
okay, so let me see if I think I've got an analogy here that's gonna, and I didn't realize it. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, everybody heard this before. It makes sense.
Yep.
But if you're sitting in what is this virtual reality, there's so much more information that can be conveyed, and you have kind of a perception that could sink in, and then you're interacting with it. So I guess I can see what you're saying. So do we have any real applied use cases of this today that people are doing and exciting about in the corporate world, in the business world?
Absolutely. So I think there's
trading, but
sure. So there's many camps to it, but I like the IT example. So example, you have a data center, you have a lot of nodes, different machines. Where does data flow? Where are the bottlenecks? How are things doing? So we have some really nice demos around that where you can actually show a fleet of computers or different servers. Where does the data move? And then you can kind of pull in, zoom out, and kind of see things. Even dashboards, like the ability to stack. Like, oh, I have all these dashboards. How can I stack? And kind of in web today, that's really hard. Like Splunk's great, but how many tabs can you have on your monitor? Right? So there's definitely physical limitations there. But with VR, you can kind of stack them all, see, and then you can also capture the journey. So you think about in Splunk today, I got an answer, but how do I share how I got there? So this journey of pivoting and kind of succession in VR, we can capture that whole span of how did you get there? Here's the related queries. Here's the related data. And now I can share that out. Last thing I want to share is both VR and AR have to have something that's really unique, and that is it's not a read-only world. So meaning we integrated Phantom, you can have playbooks. And so now you're not in read-only world mode. You're actually in real world where you can actually have impact and make changes, have action. And so the idea here is I'm looking at something, I need to read with that server, I need to open a ticket, I need to have some kind of API call related to the entity. We make it really easy to kind of do all those things. And so that's kind of like the triple threat, right? Like you see something, you notice something, but now you can act on it. So.
Okay, I think I'm getting a sense for where this is fitting in. 2 questions for you. One is about and this is asked in the chat. Thank you. What platforms are supported for VR?
Yeah, so today we're very focused on Oculus. So you think about the new Oculus form factor. it's really cool. Where basically the Quest is kind of like this consumerized device, very inexpensive and also very powerful. So it's kind of like, to me, like the Nintendo
The new
Switch.
Quest 2 would work here?
Absolutely, yes, yeah. So that
With or without a PC?
without a PC. So Quest does not require a PC. So which
damn.
it's game changing. It's awesome. And so I just got the Quest 2 a few days ago, and it's amazing. Super high resolution. So Facebook did it right. Like it's a really good platform, powerful, inexpensive, but it's like the right ingredients. Like it's just super cool. So yeah, don't need a computer. We have computers too, so we definitely we
right. So where's the state of the kind of the working environment? So if I'm in my office and I'm working, you have the swivel chair problem that you kind of mentioned a little bit with the multiple monitors. What you don't want to do is putting on and taking off this visor. That's even worse than swivel chair. So is there a working environment that's kind of, even when you're doing things in Splunk, you're not going to only be doing things in Splunk.
Sure.
What is that part outside, of outside? I feel it's like a funny kind of analogy, right? I'm inside, but I'm outside. But outside of it,
yeah.
What is that?
So there's kind of I'll give two thoughts. There's the future and today. So today, actually, this is an interesting use case. So we've had customers where they have co-location. So basically, you have your NOC right here or your SOC right beside them as a salesperson, and it's like, how do you have privacy so the person next to you can't see your monitor? So VR is great. I put on my headset. Person can't see what I'm looking at. I'm doing my thing, and so we're not clobbering each other. Like I'm not worried about people looking over my shoulder. But the future for us is actually really simple. So Tim Tully, our CTO, when he hired me, him and I had a vision, and that was when we think about the future of computing, it's definitely wearables, like some kind of glasses and some kind of mixed reality. So as you're in your real world, you can kind of see digital information overlaid on real world objects. How do you act on it? And so that's really what we're going for. So every piece that we're building is heading towards that, where there will be a day when glasses are mainstream. And so when it's there, we're ready. But along the way, kind of like the Avengers, we're making really great products or really great movies along the way. So when we have AR and mobile and TV, we want them to be really good on their own, but the true power, it comes in when we start combining. So and
why do you think visors are not there yet? However, the full head-mounted displays are.
That's tough, but I think we need 10G. So right now we're working on 5G, but there's a few things, right? You need network connectivity, low latency, power, battery, small form factors, some private material sciences limitations. So it's all coming here. Like you think about even AR. Like look at Apple as an example. They've done some amazing with every iteration of hardware. Every time they have a new A chip, it's pretty like leapfrogging in hardware advancements. Also software, like with what we did with LiDAR, the ability to detect an entity and recognize it again and beam it over, that's really cutting edge stuff. So I think it's accelerating what's needed. But again, we're waiting for the day when we have true, I call it 10G, but super fast bandwidth, low latency. And then of course you need 3D computing that's small. You need battery power that can last a long time. And it's some material sciences where, visual, like I want glasses, but more like I don't want to feel I'm wearing glasses, So anyway, so definitely coming, but definitely need some. But
it sounds like the Quest 2, not to turn this into a promotion for them, but it sounds like they hit a sweet spot where the capability is there in a wireless, unit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's great, and I think it's I'm excited about it. I definitely think it's the right one, and yeah.
So and Google wasn't it Google who had the glasses out for a while? They stopped it.
Yeah. Google had glasses, but I heard from what I read, they paused it. But I don't think they stopped working on it. They just it'll be a lot longer before they do their next iteration, if that makes sense. But
okay.
It's stuff. But that's also very different. Like I've seen their glasses. It's very small, and it's more like a HUD. So you kind of like a HUD interface rather than a
hands up display.
Right. So it's a static, translucent, interface rather than floating things that move with objects and attach. So we're thinking something much more immersive, but who knows? Like maybe Google's working on that, and we're happy to see it. So our analogy is really simple. Kind of like game companies, we're a software company, and so we want to build on the latest, greatest hardware platform. And as new capabilities come from these hardware companies, we're going to use it. We're going to leverage it, big time. And so, yeah, I'm super excited. see where wearables evolves, and as it does, we will move with them.
So we did get a question. People want to know about your bunker. Besides subliminal ads for Park Tool bike equipment, and any cool tech you got hiding out in there?
Yeah, I'll show you. So this is my office lab. But let me show you really quickly. So I got my this lamp. So I got my drone cabinet, my drone bench. That's my electrical PC test bench. I love Park Tool. I'm not sponsored by Park, but I had to block the sun. So that was the only opaque objects I could find. That's why it's there. And I have my shelf for a lot of RC stuff I built, mini gym area. And then that TV wall I showed, the 4x4 TV, it's actually over there, but you can't see it. In my arcade cabinet is
got it.
Right there. But anyway, so this is my little hardware lab.
This has been the coolest accidental episode of MTV Cribs.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to take that theme and run with it, Birch. I think in future podcasts.
Oh yeah. Everyone unannounced. Now show us your home. So let's see. We've got it seems like there's a lot of like items in the space here. I know we're coming up on our time. What kind of like where should we go next? Like I know on Docs and on Splunk Base. And now we've got the links in the chat for the connected experience things. Are there any talks?
It's in the App Store.
It's in the App Store,
App Store.
Any talks people should go check out, or any other things you want to highlight?
Yeah, I think if you go to go to .conf, check out connected experiences. So all our talks there's 3 of them. So check them out.
And search for connected experiences.
Correct. Yeah. And then I'm sure you can see them offline. But I love my team. They inspire me every day. So it's hard to keep up with them. But AR, VR, like all the cool stuff they were doing, it's really, I think, best in class. And so we're actually a really small team. I think we punch way above our weight, kind of like Splunk. We're not a big company as Splunk, but we definitely punch above our weight. And so, it's a really great team, a lot of fun. Check that out. And also, you check out our mobile app, go to Splunk download, and it should be easy to find.
Excellent. So I'm looking forward to checking out the VR in particular, but I don't know yet what Santa Claus may be bringing to the children. I haven't gotten that far ahead, or to myself for that matter. Now my plans might be shifting, is what I'm telling you right now.
Right. One more toy that we have is we have to support HoloLens as well. So we have a
there's a question in chat about that.
Around that. That's another piece. But again, check out our videos, and you can see a lot of cool stuff there.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot. We really appreciate your time, Jesse. I think we are about at the end of our slot. We just have one more left, Birch. So excited.
Yes, we have one more of these sessions with a very special guest. And that's when we open for Will Ferrell, right?
Correct. Yes. Will Ferrell is going to be coming after us, immediately after. There is no live stream between us and Will Ferrell. So I think that fits all of the requirements of any definition that you could come up with. We're opening for Will Ferrell.
We're opening for Will Ferrell. Mm-hmm. And we will have a special guest. We'll have Shelly Kornblum. Am I correct? VP of a variety of things and catering.
Yes.
Will be talking to us about his time with the Splunk T-shirt company. So, catch the sessions.
In 2 hours. Be there.
T-2.
And don't forget, you can find us on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, all that. Just look for SplunkTalk.
These are a few of his favorite links.
All right. Cool. Thanks a lot, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Thanks all.
Happy Splunking.
Bye.